Okay, take action. It's all about action and moving you through it. Ask yourself what you like the most. What you like the most and the least about all of your former jobs. You have to take an inventory. You haven't asked yourself these questions in 20 years. Because remember, we don't change. We put up with the negative stuff. We put up with, well, it's 10 minutes from home and it's a good paycheck and my kids are finally through college, and you know, we never ask ourselves what we really want, because we believe in our generation, I'll be 46 and older, we were raised by people that had so much fear from the Depression era, the 30s, 20s, 30s, 40s. So they had one profession and one industry. I've had 3 professions, changed careers 3 times, and that's a lot for someone. That's what I always hear when I used to interview. Well, God, you've been around. You've done a lot. You know what? Isn't that a good thing? So for people in this room, you probably only have 1 or 2 jobs, or maybe only been in one industry. So really important to take inventory of what you liked about your jobs and what you didn't. Because going forward, you know, you're interviewing them too, but the only way you can interview them is if you know who you are and where you want to go. Okay, defining your values, the type of culture. I'll just tell you right now, I had a lady, a client that went on 15 interviews. I never met her. I'll talk to her over the phone, but we've been doing this for 12 years, so we can kind of read people over the phone, and based on the resume, I knew she was about 52, 55. And so I didn't want to hit her with the truth too early on, because I like to be, you know, I do have the Dr. Phil approach, but I like to be very compassionate too. So by the 3rd conversation, she's like, Rebecca, what is the deal? And I said, the deal is, you're probably around 52, right? Yes. The deal is, and then I said, how many of your interviewers, or no, hiring managers are 35 and under? Well, 8 out of 15. Well, Christine, that's the problem. So the problem is, like attracts, no, it's not a problem, the challenge. Like attracts like. So please make sure that when you're targeting companies, that they value 50+ workers. How do you find that out? You go to ladova.com, indeed.com, and we'll have this presentation on our website, and give me a couple days. So, oh, Jules, can you go back to that one real quickly? Sorry. Develop a list of companies that hire people like you. Research about the company. You're not going to get the scoop from the website. The only thing you're going to, well, the one main thing you're going to get about the corporate culture is when you go to a company website, go directly to the About Us section and look at the people that are running the company, the executive management team. If there's diversity, if there's women, they value diversity and women. If it's all males over 50 that come from Pleasanton, let's say, and went to Berkeley and Harvard, they're not going to hire me from USC, because they think we don't have any brains anyway. But Pam and I know we do. My Chico State clients interviewed at a big company in San Francisco, finance company, and all the Harvard guys said, my client was 58, another client 58. They said, oh, did you have fun at Chico? Did you party a lot? And now some people would think that's funny. My client got really shamed by that. So if you want to know what a culture is like, go to their management team. If you want to know if they're research focused, read the bios on the executives. If you want to know if they're entrepreneurial, read the bios. I did a lot of research, well, not a lot of research, but I've done my research. And, you know, normally, I was telling my husband this morning, Dear Jane, I don't like to, Dear Jane, we're the people's coach. So like I said, we're going to work with 13-year-olds, people of all ages, all economic backgrounds, everything. You know, our system applies to everybody, and we've proven it. But when we got asked to do this, I thought, you know what? There are so many resources for 50+ workers, and eventually, as Dear Jane evolves, we will have vertical segments like the teens, the elders. Now, elder is considered probably 68+ in the workforce. Mature worker is considered 50 to 65. 65, you're getting into the elder worker, even though I know 65 is the new 55. I know there's 65 to 70-year-olds that can do circles around me and, you know, a lot of my friends. But websites, there's a ton of them, but I love agewave.com. There's a book that I refer to all the time called Workforce Crisis. And especially if you're in management, you're gonna need to read this book. Rebootyou.com's cool. Wiser Worker. Now, the reason I listed these is not so much, I want you to post your resume on 3 job boards. You have to do this. Craigslist, Monster, and Career Builder. However, these are job boards too, some of them. You can post there because they value the 50-plus workers, but what you're gonna get a lot of is articles about people like that are going through what you're going through, so you won't feel alone. They'll give you strategies and techniques of how to work with your job in your transition. You know, there's a ton of employers out there that are hiring. Go to startupzone.com. Craigslist is the #1 place. 50% of our clients get hired off Craigslist. So you don't even know how many companies are out there. Remember I told you we make assumptions? Open the mind up and look at a small to mid-sized to large company. Where you're probably going to do really well is a mid-sized company that needs to be taken to the next level.